Welcome here to another week of Caps Chat. Cody Lefkowitz, the voice of your Capitals, here with Brock Baker and Frank Dovorany. When you look at the team last year, there were quite a few guys who were from Wisconsin, and you two not only are from Wisconsin, but were roommates here as well at the Baker household. Brock, you're right down the road here in Verona. I mean, let's start with you, I guess. What have you been doing during this quarantine?
Not as much as any of us would like to, I tell you. I mean, there's nothing to do in the middle of Verona. Everything's closed, so I've just been working out at the home gym, hanging out with family over the weekends, and not really anything else more. I mean, I've hung out with a few friends, but I mean, you can't really do much with that either just because nothing to really do, so.
And then, Frank, what about you? What have you been doing for the last month and a half?
Well, I live on the Wisconsin River, so I've obviously been taking advantage of that. So I've been fishing a lot. And then same as Brock, everything's closed, but me and my group of friends have been playing roller hockey in a church parking lot, and then as well as some workouts at home and other stuff.
And what about, I know we've asked some of the other guys in the past, do you guys have nets at home that you're able to keep your skills up on and take a couple shots at least a day?
Yeah, I do have a net, and then I went to Menards and got a little piece of fiberglass so I could just shoot off of that.
Yeah, we got one. It's in the backyard. Like this cement that we put in like a while ago. Got lucky. And that's bad, but works.
Frank, for you, what was it like billeting with Brock last year at the Brock household?
It's got its ups and downs. I mean, obviously, when you're living with a teammate all year round, like, you guys are going to get into it every once in a while. So, I mean, but other than that, his family was amazing. Food almost every night, homemade. But yeah, Brock himself, there could be some change there.
Don't get this started in front of all the fans, Frank, okay?
You guys have never played with each other. You guys have played against each other probably, though, when you were younger, no?
We had never played against each other. We were teammates in this post high school hockey tournament, NIT tournament, our junior year once. But else we never played together or anything. Like, I just knew of him because my best friend played on his TW team or whatever. Then I was always excited to have him on the team this year. I was like, okay, he's from Wisconsin. Like, obviously we're going to be boys or most likely or whatever. And then he ended up staying at the house.
So you're bringing in a kid who you don't really know, but it's like bringing in another brother by the end of it. What was it like having Frank there?
Yeah, it was just, it's a roller coaster, I'll tell you that. It's always fun times. It's exciting. I mean, we get mad at each other sometimes, but then it just fizzles out. Like, Frank's an easygoing person. Obviously it gets long when you're 10 feet away from each other all year. Like, you're gonna have some things, but no, it was always a good time at my house this year with Frank. My parents love him, my family loves him, so.
You guys are both returning this upcoming year. Are we putting Frank back with Brock? I mean, you guys are both in a relationship.
Yes.
That's a general possibility. It's we just have to see what happens with all these new tryouts and the new draft. It's going to be really exciting to see what the new coach brings for all of us.
So on that topic, I know that he's gone out. He sort of called everybody. What were your calls with him like? What was the impression that you got?
For me personally, I felt like he's going to bring a lot to the table, and it's going to be a lot different from everything in the past. And I'm actually really excited to see what he can do for us as a team and as individual players.
Yeah, for me, it's just the draft was really nice because it was his first real coaching play, and I was really excited to see that he followed through with every single thing he told me, and he plans on changing the culture and everything, changing the culture, and he wants speed, skill, and I coming in, it's he had a great attitude, felt very comfortable, so I like him a lot, and I like how he followed through with what he's going to say, and Yeah, I like Coach Upton a lot right now. Can't wait to see what the season has for us.
You guys have both touched on the draft that occurred this week. We'll start, I guess, on Monday. Brock, obviously a somewhat big moment for you. We drafted your cousin in the third round there. I mean, is that just fun to see happen?
Yeah, it's just exciting. Just like just the possibility of him possibly, like, we all know, like, there's no guarantees, and who knows if he'll play for us this year. It's just exciting to kind of have him back in Madison with my brother playing for Wisconsin. Everything kind of all of us who've moved away are back playing hockey in Madison right now. So it's really good for the family, and it's just exciting stuff for him too. So
yeah, as an 04, it's tough as an 04 because you have that chance to make the team, but more likely than not, you're gonna be on the affiliate list, play a couple weekends potentially, and
develop a little bit more before you come in. So yeah.
And then on Tuesday, the Phase 2 draft. Now, those are the guys that you're going to be playing with this year. I mean, any surprises? Anybody that you know on those lists that we drafted?
I personally do not know any of them. I've heard of a few of them just because of the ones we played on NTDP. I'm trying to think to some of the other names, but no, I honestly don't think I knew anyone in this second draft. But I mean, I can't wait to meet them all at camp, and I think they're all going to be good guys. So.
Yeah, you talked about the program kids. Owen Gallatin, obviously number 1 overall. He'll be able to be slotted in on the defensive side of things, and then Daniel Geniev, who's going to be an offensive-minded forward. And right there, I mean, you look at those two, and how can you not say that this is going to be a more skilled and a little quicker and hopefully a higher scoring team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's a lot more potential. Like, we get to see what the new coach wants now, and he's going for skill. And like, you look at the players he's picking, obviously with the help of some of his other advisors and scouting recruits, and he's bringing a lot of skill, and it's going to be really exciting to see what's going to come out of this.
Oh, those guys, the amount of depth that it's already going to bring to our team, just having those two guys in leadership. I mean, don't get me wrong, we will have a good amount of returners, but we're still going to be a fairly young team. And those kids are going to bring a lot to the table playing with USA. I'm assuming they have great habits, and just I feel like everything they're going to bring to the team is going to be positive, and they'll all start. I mean, it just off the ice, on the ice, like only positives can come out of it. They're great players, so I'm excited to have them, those two.
So I had you guys fill out your top 5 forms, so we can go over. We can take a look at that. And let's start off with some of those Netflix and TV binges. A lot of the same that we've seen: All American, Ozark there from Frank, The Office, Parks and Rec, Breaking Bad, those things. But one that we have not had is Vikings, and that I know we talked a little beforehand. You guys said that you sat down and binged that thing about as quickly as you possibly could.
Yeah, I watched it last year, and not during the season, like without Frank. It's by far my favorite show. So anyone who wants to watch it, it's insane. It's based off of true events or like true tellings, and the main character Ragnar is just the GOAT, like literally the best character of all time. And so I told Frank about the show. He was like, all right, I'll give it a go. And then I started watching it for the second time, and I was more invested in it in the second time than I was my first. And we went so hard at that show.
Frank, are you happy with that recommendation from Brock?
Yeah. A little bit more backstory to that. Our Swedish teammate, who Gustav Mueller last year, he said he was a Viking. So we actually got him into the show a little bit later into the season. But I mean, yeah, that show is it's a great show to watch. I'll say that.
That's
on
funny
Amazon
about
Prime.
Amazon Prime. That's funny about Goose, though. I don't think I've heard anybody say that he called himself a Viking.
Yeah, no. He's a goofball.
Brock, my favorite question to ask, because a lot of people have The Office on there. How many times do you think you've seen The Office in full?
5 times through, and then that doesn't count just me miscellaneously watching like the TV show. on random nights. But I've watched it 5 times through. It's a lot of time to that show. Too good.
And Frank, Mindhunters. I don't think anybody's had that one. Why does that crack your top 5?
I mean, that was just really intriguing to me. Not for any spoilers, but pretty much it's like when the FBI first started to investigate multiple murderers, so serial killers. So then they used the information they learned from these like really creepy interviews to bust future serial killers. And I mean, it's not like a documentary or anything like that. It's like real actors, and like it just hooks you in really good.
That's one. Yeah, another one you always see on Netflix, but I don't think I've ever even touched. So.
Yeah. If you give that 2 episodes, I guarantee you'll get hooked into that show.
I just heard about it last week.
Really? So
Hey.
it starts quickly because I feel a lot of shows that people talk about and that become their favorites start super slow. I know I've talked about it with Dexter, or it starts fast and goes slow, or it starts slow and goes fast. Dexter started really fast, sort of tailed off.
That could have fit into my top 5.
Like The Office and Parks and Rec, sort of the opposite. It started really slow and then it picked up and everybody loved it. But Mindhunters all the way through, pretty much across the board.
Yeah, like it starts out really fast, and like, I mean, it doesn't die down for me, but it could for other people.
Good. Let's hop over to the movie section. And Brock, we're going to start with you only because a couple weeks ago I had Stephen Davis and Ricky Lyle on, and Ricky put down the Harry Potter series. And Stephen had a huge issue with that because the question was top 5 movies, not top 5 movie series. So
well, that's how Stephen Davis is. Okay, he's gonna get you for any little minor thing you do wrong. And when you're talking, when it's something as little as that, and Ricky, his roommate, was the one saying it, you know that Stephen's gonna give him a piece of his mind for it. Stephen, no, but movie series, like you can't just do a single movie because there's movie series and it all complements each other. I don't know. Got to put the series on if it's a good series.
No, man.
So I didn't put the Hangover series. We talked about it before though. But
yeah, but there's got to be a favorite movie from the series.
There's too many movies in this world that anyone have a legit top 5 that they can solidly remember.
Okay, you put down the Hobbit series, the
Hobbit series, and the Lord of the Rings series, which are both like coinciding. I guess it's one whole series. It's like a 6-movie thing. So
no,
good.
They're not connected at all, man.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes,
they are.
Hobbit comes before.
They're like 2 different stories than like.
Yeah, they take place in the same world. The Hobbit, Bilbo Baggins, the main character, is Frodo Baggins' father in Lord of the Rings, and they like transfers the story, and you learn how his dad got the ring in The Hobbit, which you would never understand what the ring was if you didn't watch The Hobbit in Lord of the Rings or where he got it. But it plays all together. They have correlation.
You sound like a nerd, man.
I am a nerd. I love those movies. Like, something that actually makes me think and provides more. Instead of like an 1.5-hour movie, like give me a 3-hour movie and I'll watch that. Easy.
If you had to pick from each of those series, though, what's your favorite Lord of the Ring movie and what's your favorite Hobbit movie?
Oh, I would say the third Hobbit movie. I don't know what exactly it's called. Battle of the Five Armies. It is so good because then Smaug gets killed in that one, and then they also have the big battle. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite one.
Giant spoiler alert in case anybody was wondering how the movie.
For sure.
The movie.
For sure. I mean, Lord of the Rings is 2002, so you haven't seen that, and then Hobbit's 2012, so you kind of missed your chance.
You said the dragon dies, man.
Yeah, you haven't watched it. was made in 2012, you have no reason to like not spoil the movie because it's just on you to not watch it. Like you haven't.
Oh my God, you selfish man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that. Looking back on it, probably shouldn't have spoiled the movie.
And then Frank, over to your list. Again, I think 4 of those are all, new movies. Nobody's really said. The only one, Step Brothers, and I think everybody's list has had Will Ferrell up to this point. It's hard not to with what he's done. But The Irishman, talk about that one. That came out this year. It was, a 3-part series or something? Or it was a movie that should have been a 3-part series?
Yeah, so this movie was, I think it was 2 hours and 57 minutes long or something like that. But it's I don't want to spoil it, but like it's about
the life of Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, and like a lot about how the gangsters used to run the unions back in the day, and it's just a lot of mob stuff, and like it's really intriguing. So I mean, I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but like if you give it a shot, you'll probably like it a lot.
The other one's Django Unchained. A little gruesome at times, so obviously watch that one with care, but a great movie. And then I love that you put Toy Story on there. I think we've only had maybe a handful of Disney movies. Is that the first Toy Story then, or any of the others?
Yeah, we're gonna have to go with the classic one.
You see, Brock, that's how you pick a movie out of a series.
No, I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to do to me. You're literally just cornering me into picking one movie. I like them all.
About this though, you're telling me that there's never been a movie series that's been ruined by a terrible movie within it?
No, I have told you. I don't like the Hangover series. Like the Hangover's good, yeah, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't make any of the movies better because it's a series. Like, no way. But anyways, go back to what you were saying, Cody.
The movie was probably Hangover 1 or whatever.
We need to move on.
Right. Pretty much all I have.
Not having this debate again. We need to move on. I'm really curious. I really curious. Both The Irishman sounds super good. I really gotta try that one out. And then what other movie did you put in? The one that was 3 hours long? Didn't we watch Django?
Yeah, did Django?
Very good one.
Or whatever.
Very good one.
Yeah.
I watched. There's a show out now called Tacoma FD, and one of the guys in that is actually in Django at the very beginning, and I didn't even know that till they had their thing. They do like a talk show after, and I saw that, and I was like, I just love this movie even more now.
Yeah, makes you appreciate it more.
We can go on then. Let's go on to video games. And again, a lot of the same. I feel like it's the same couple that get passed around. Brock, for you, Assassin's Creed. Again, is that the series or is that a specific game? I feel like the Assassin's Creed 2 was the one that for me was like, I'm into this series. This is it.
No, Black Flag was definitely, I would say, probably my favorite. I don't mix up my games a lot, and this quarantine has been big on Assassin's Creed for me. So currently, Assassin's Creed is like one of my favorites. But I gamed Black Flag like to 100% completion. That was like the funnest game for me. But I'm excited for Viking. Assassin's Creed's coming out with Vikings, or with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it's literally like looks exactly like the show Vikings, like. So that's why, like, I'm really excited to play that one.
I stumbled across that today. I was going to ask you about that. Between Viking and what they're doing with Assassin's Creed, you must be in heaven once that comes out.
Yeah, me and my brother Tara, he watched Vikings too and plays Assassin's Creed, and well, super pumped that one comes out in the later this year or something like that. It'll be fun.
First month or so of season is going to be a little rough for Brock. We'll trying to navigate that game.
This is going to be the weirdest. This has been the weirdest year ever. I have no clue what to expect going into the year. With
Frank,
like
on your
illnesses and anything. But yeah.
Frank, on your side, I love you. You switched up more than anyone, and I still just personally I don't get Minecraft. Like I get why people like it, but to me, I feel like it's just like a very little kid game, but everybody loves it of all ages.
Well, have any of my teammates put Minecraft on there?
Nobody.
Okay, well then they're just lying to the fans and to themselves. Because honestly, like we all know that you played Minecraft when you were a little kid, and it was probably one of the funnest games you've ever played. I mean, growing up in Wausau, I know like to this day, my friends that are like 19 to 20 years old have a Minecraft world, and they're all playing Minecraft right now. So
Another one in their Borderlands. Again, is it the first Borderlands? Is it the series? I guess if we're going off of what Brock says.
For me, I'm gonna have to do the second one, Handsome Jack. I like the storyline on that one, I guess.
Those are pretty good. And then Shadow of Mordor, isn't that another?
That
relates
is
back to Lord of the Rings, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Lord of the Rings related game, and that one's really fun for me. It's kind of built with the same mechanics as Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm.
But then not only are you just like assassinating people and like moving around, but you actually like build up your own castle and put your guys in it and try and defend it, which I thought was a really cool aspect that they could add to a game.
Although that's what Brock had all the Lord of the Ring movies, you had the Lord of the Ring game, and you guys didn't cross over. And you called him a nerd for talking about Lord of the Rings, and you throw it in here.
I read the books, so.
Oh, hypocrite!
Oh.
You didn't read anything. I don't even think you know how to read. What are you talking about?
Okay,
what are you talking about?
The one Hobbit book puts all three of those movies into one, and it's 10 times better.
With that, I have to try it out for sure.
You don't know how to read, man. You can't try that out.
Show you my Lexile score. It's like above 2,000.
Let's do a vocabulary.
Or whatever the Lexile score goes up to. So yeah, tell me I can't read. All right, I'll show you my Lexile score.
Get past this, we'll move on to songs then, I guess. And yeah, Brock, same. Juice WRLD, he seems to be the hottest thing right now. Everybody's got at least one of his songs on their list until you go to Frank.
Yeah.
Frank has none of his songs.
Yeah, I know.
Cody, what are we doing?
Well, I'm confused. So, is Fall Out Boys an actual song?
No,
or is
that's
that just
man.
God's Country, Centuries, Fall Out Boys, Ocean 47, and Shell Shock? That's 5 songs, but one of them, the middle one, is Fall Out Boys.
3 of them are songs. The 2 are bands.
All right. Well, that doesn't answer the questions. Anyways, go on with your question, Cody. Sorry, I just had to.
You did say Fall Out Boy, though, is one of those bands that you feel you couldn't even, I mean, you picked Centuries, but you couldn't pick another song. They're sort of all up there.
Yeah, I like those guys a lot. I mean.
And then what about from your other band? What's the choice song from them?
I don't know. I don't really have one from them. They're like pretty much identical to Fall Out Boys. Maybe a less hip hoppy, more country, but they're both pretty mellow.
You did say though you're not a big music guy, so I know this one is like pulling teeth from you to try to get something. Yeah.
I did. Well, honestly, I put Shell Shock down on here because I just watched Ninja Turtles last night, and that was in the So, I mean, Shell Shocked is definitely not even close to my top 5, but
you could just take one of the other ones, take Fall Out Boy and swap it out for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song.
Yeah, whatever goes, I mean.
Brock, your list. I think NF came onto the scene so suddenly, and I don't think he's done anything except throw out just hit after hit after hit.
Yeah, it's like he's so under the radar too. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I listen to all of his music, and especially that album that has that song "Let You Down" or whatever. But it I don't know, the guy just has good music. It can relate to a lot of people. It's really like, I wouldn't say like negative or whatever, but it's like definitely not like upbeat and about positive things. So if you're watching it, or I mean, if you're listening to it and you don't like negative music, I probably wouldn't listen to it. not that it has bad things or whatever. It's just like, just negative vibes, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I can see that. It's a little somber that you feel he could try and make a little more upbeat, but I think that it works for him. And
yeah, it does for sure.
I will say every time that I hear him, and especially Let You Down, I feel like it's Eminem. Every time, the first time I heard it, I went, "Is this Eminem rapping?" And then came out with a song together, which, I mean, that's like tossing a coin and listening to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I mean, you can't figure out who's who.
No difference. Yeah. No, that's whenever I put it on my car and other people listen to it, they usually can. A few of them will say like, "Yeah, this sounds like Eminem." I'm like, "Who is this?" or whatever. Like, nope, NF. Oh yeah, Frank, huh? Keep listening to Shell Shocked, buddy.
Dude, I had an itch.
Keep listening.
It now.
That's fine. Go ahead. Just keep listening to Shell Shocked, your favorite song.
I think I said it last week when I had the Holtz brothers on here. I love throwing a little bit of drama in here, but man, you guys you talked about it at the start living together. There's just a little more there.
Yeah, we might have to end this thing pretty short. Otherwise, I don't know if Brock's going to start tearing up on camera or something over there.
No, Frank just throwing subtle jab after subtle jab, and I'm not appreciating it at the moment. No, I'm joking. No, I think we just need to be, I don't know, I just haven't been around Frank enough lately where I'm not in as good of a mood as I usually like to be. Like, if Frank's around, then I'm like very happy and like upbeat. I'm always going well. And when he's not around, which he hasn't been, dampens my mood. And then when he comes in here and makes fun of my choices, it ain't good.
I think that my favorite, I wouldn't even call it a feud, but my favorite like drama with the team is Frank and Christian Stover and their ping pong battle.
Oh my God.
Don't get me started with this.
I think that's all that Stover talks about when your name pops up somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, that obviously, like, I mean, you look at me and you don't think natural born ping pong player, but I mean, it just kind of happened that way. And so, obviously, for the fans out here, a little background. In the locker room, we have a ping pong table. So me and Stover pretty much whenever we could would play each other. And so we got pretty competitive about it. And ever since then, when I beat him the 2 out of the 100 times we played, he's been a little shooken up. So.
Yeah, I'm probably more like 2-70 against Stover, but yeah. It wasn't that bad. You didn't get beat 100 times. No way. Only 70.
Hey, thanks, Brock.
Yeah, no
See,
problem.
look at that. A little bit of argument, but he's always there to have your back, Frank.
For sure. I mean, Frank, I was like 1-30 against Frank, and I would get so mad.
No, you weren't.
It's so worth it.
It was like 8-4.
We had so much fun playing ping pong. So much fun. We played ping pong all the time in the locker room. It was basically me, you, and Stover almost ran the ping pong table.
Yeah, we did.
Because Stover would never want to get off. And he would just play me and you back and forth.
I feel like next season I got to stop in there and play Stover.
You do.
I don't know.
Cody, you got a background in ping pong or what?
A little bit. Just for my former team, honestly, we would play the coaches and they were good. They would bring their own paddles and they would have, the 3-star rated balls. And they're like, all right, let's do this. And I would never beat them, but.
Hey, doesn't matter. Win or lose.
I'll take him on. That's a challenge to Christian Stover when we get back, by the way. I'll take him.
I'll post the clip to Twitter and I'll add him.
There we go. We'll make sure of it.
Yeah.
So we've been going through some other fun questions with some of the guys in the past. So I guess the first one that I always like is, who would you say is your NHL comparison?
Frank, go ahead.
Go back to Brock. I'll actually think about it.
I don't know. I like to. I've always said like Zuccarello. I've always watched him, and it's just like small player or whatever. Skilled, but isn't like he's skilled, but it's not his main priority. Like he works really hard, and gets up and down the ice, 200-foot player, and that's who I like to mold my game after, for the most part.
I like Carlson on the Capitals because I always watch their power plays and just see how he moves the puck up top as a defenseman. And I mean, he always hits Ovi for the backdoor one-timers. And so, I mean, and just in general, that guy's good defenseman. So I like watching him, and I try and model myself after that.
All right, so these questions just between you two. Who would you say takes longer to get ready when you guys have to go somewhere?
Is it in the morning or is it at night?
Let's say if you're going to the rink.
Me.
Yeah, I'm not a morning person, so it would have to be me.
Yeah, it's me. I definitely take longer. Frank's not a morning person. I wake up but during the year I don't really shower as much at home, just because you can shower right when you get to the rink. But when I wake up, like, I don't know, I always have to, like, I always try to get a big breakfast in and everything, and it takes more time. For sure. That was a pretty easy question.
What about if you guys are going out with the boys in the afternoon or in the evening?
Oh, it doesn't matter then. I think we're both pretty quick when it comes to hanging out with our buddies and stuff. We're excited to get out of the house and do something.
Usually just like toss on some decent clothes, throw on a hat, and me and him are both out.
Yeah.
Who has the messier room?
We shared a room, but
who has the messier parts?
But I was always kicking his dirty clothes out of the middle to underneath his bed. So I'm gonna have to put Brock on this one.
If I had a corner to pile up my clothes like he did, then it would be easy. But I have a door right next to my bed, so I can't put my clothes anywhere. No, I'd say I need to be more clean in my room. I could definitely wake up and make my bed every morning to start my day. Yeah.
I'm sure.
I mean, Frank literally prefers no sheets on his bed besides like a comforter on top of him. So, I mean, he doesn't really have too much to work with or get messy because he's not dealing with anything all the time.
Who would you say is more likely to take something of the other guys without asking? Like clothes or video game stuff or food, whatever it is.
Food? Probably me. I'm always stealing Brock's pizzas when he's making them. But
I'd say it's pretty. I don't think either of us are really like that.
Yeah.
I mean, who's more likely? I don't know. Yeah, it's probably Frank. Frank's a scumbag.
Oh my, dude!
Wow, the gauntlet is down.
Yeah, there you go, buddy.
I wonder where that is. You probably have it, and you didn't tell me I left it there, huh?
Yeah. Well, I remember this year I had to buy this like sweater again for the second time because he spilled candle wax all over my sweatshirt and ruined it. Inside of we had a candle inside of my. No, I'm joking. Frank spilled the candle on the sweatshirt. That's all I'm saying.
Clean up the room, and the room got smelly. So yes, your mom put a candle in our room because of you.
It's like, yeah. Next question.
Yeah.
Who would you say is more competitive?
I think we're tied. We both like to.
Yeah. I'd say definitely tied. We both have our moments when we hit it, and it's like 0 to 100 real quick. But we're also like not like insanely like. I don't know. I feel like we're not like super intense right away. And once things start going, then me and you get like more competitive.
Yeah, I think it definitely has to be what we're doing. Cause like, let's say we're playing cards. It's not like I'm going to be like a competitive hound and just be super upset if I lose in a game of cards or Monopoly or something like that. But like, obviously if it's like practice and it's forward versus D, we're going to be really competitive and just get after it.
What about dancing? Who's a better dancer?
Brock.
I feel like I knew the answer to that one pretty easily.
Yeah. You look at me.
Yeah.
I don't look like I'm a dancer. I mean, this guy, he's a little shifty water bug or something over there.
Unless Frank pulls out the dance move that when you gave me Takeover Tuesday and we pulled up to the rink and I flipped the camera onto like the rink and Frank was dancing in front of it. When Frank pulls out that move, it's pretty hard to compare to when it comes to dancing. But if he's not doing it, then yeah, I definitely am for sure.
I feel like I just went based off your playing styles. Brock is, like you said, Frank, a little shiftier and just moves, and Frank is more stay at home and just solid in what he does, and I feel like that sort of correlates over.
Yeah, it could. It could. You never know. I could get a little shifty, you know.
What about if we're heading into OT or a shootout? Who's more likely to take that OT winner?
I mean, if you give me the chance, Coach Upton, I'm putting it bar down for you.
If Coach Upton is hearing this, I put all my marbles on Frank. All right?
Oh, thanks, bro.
There you go. Frank's a power forward that plays defenseman. He can just put pucks in the net. I don't know. He's a shootout specialist too. So when you give that situation, it's like, yeah, you could bring up maybe like a 2-on-1 or something. Breakaway, shootout, Frank scores 10 times out of 10.
What about this? This one always brings drama. This is the one where the Holtz brothers are like, "What are you trying to do to us?" Who's more likely to make the NHL first?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a really weird question. It's a really tough question.
I'll give it to Brock.
No.
Yeah, no. Hey, we'll do it. Hey, we'll do it like this. He's a year older than me, so he'll get there before me.
Yeah, we're the same grade. That's the thing. Yeah, that's a tough question. I think I would. Because Frank, I put all my marbles in my own court, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm a bet on myself. I'm a bet on myself.
I'm proud of you.
Bet on yourself too, okay? Then again, that's far ways away, or
yeah.
That's a long time from now.
All right. These are some questions about the team themselves. First one up. If you guys were to go into a tag team wrestling match, who's the partner you're taking?
Steven Davis. 100%.
On the team?
On the team from this past year.
Goose Mueller. I'll take my Gustav Mueller.
Oh yeah, I would probably take Frank.
Oh,
That's serious. I'm not kidding.
That's good.
And watching it in his fight this year, the kid stays up. The kid can take blows. The kid can do it. The kid can hold his own. I'll tell you, he's strong. And I need a taller person since I'm smaller. I need some height, some muscles.
You know what, Brock? I like this. You know, I'll eat the punches, and I need you to be shifty and just work your way around me and go in there with some jabs.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we'd win.
Yeah. For sure. No question. Actually, you would be my pick, though, for sure. I'm not just answering. You would be.
If you guys go to a movie with the team, who's most likely to cry? You go to a sad movie.
I mean, if it's real sad, I'll shed some tears for it. I don't know if Brock would, but I mean, I would.
Yeah, I would say that's not really like me at all. I don't really ever see other things that don't. Yeah, I would never. So I'd probably say parents just because I don't think I would really. If it's a show, then it's different because there's not enough time in a movie for me to build like a connection with a character in the crowd for us. So, yeah, I would say not me.
You're just a heartless soul, man.
No empathy whatsoever.
No. Jeez.
It's an issue I have. Who knows?
If you guys are leaving a road trip, who on the team is most likely to leave their stuff behind?
From the
Frank.
From the
Oh.
team, yeah.
Oh, from the team. I was talking.
Stefan Picorni. He left his stretchy, the stuff he puts underneath all his pads. He left that at least like 6 or 8. And he left it 3 games in a row. So it's got to be Picorni for sure.
Yeah, for sure for quality. Pokey just kind of goes with the flow, works hard, gets his job done.
Good player, good kid, but needs a second guy there to help him out.
Yeah, to help him out for sure.
He needs a backpack for sure.
Who on the team is most likely to drop their phone just after buying it?
I would say Ricky.
I was thinking Ricky, but I was also thinking Davis.
It'd be funny for Davis, but I feel like Ricky just has that Ricky has that little bad luck that's just like,
yeah, little
like it would just happen to him, and then the boys would be able to kind of give him a little crap for it.
Yeah,
And it's just like Ricky's little deal, and then all miss that kid. No, definitely Ricky though. I could definitely see it happening to Ricky. I could just see him coming back like the day after getting it and just being like, guys, I already broke my screen. Parents are gonna be pissed. Yeah, that's what I could picture.
I like that impression. Who on the team do you think would win in an eating contest?
Davis.
He threw his own name in the ring too. He said it was him. So
Davis. Yeah, David would pick himself too. No, I would just say,
got to chow down for sure. Like
he was talking. He goes after games on the bus. He's like, I would just sit at the front. I think he said with T-Bone. He's like, I would just sit at the front and we would just scarf down everything that was up there.
Yeah.
And then who on the team would be most likely to go in for a giant hit and just whiff and hit the boards?
Ricky again. Or
Ricky's the most likely to actually go in for a giant hit too. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, you've seen the video of Kerwin. I know he posted on his story a few times. Kerwin trying to hit that guy and hitting the boards and knocked himself out.
Kerwin put himself down because of that. He goes, I don't hit anybody. He goes, one time a year I'll hit and I miss.
Yeah, I'll put Kerwin down just because I remember that video. That video is so funny.
Frank, you still going with Ricky? You think that's it?
I mean, I'm sorry, Ricky, but it's you, man. 100%.
I would probably take either Ricky or Horbach if I was looking at that. Yeah. I feel like Jack goes in for some big hits of his own too. So.
Yeah, Horbach's a good pick too. Yeah. Horbach.
Okay. Put in there. All right, guys. Well, thanks for taking the time, sitting down, chatting with me. You know, we're looking forward to the season and what you guys can bring. But until then, stay safe and thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
thanks for having us. Take care, Cody.
Thanks, Brock.
You too, Frank. You too, Frank.
Hey, stay safe, everyone.
Hey.